All right, here we go. So, started a new branch called comment form, and we're going to create a comment section. I'm going to try and do it two ways from scratch. So don't follow along where I'm just going to throw it out there for some concepts. So first thing is we need a class, we need a model. So this is going to be a comment. Do I call it comment or do I call it story comment? Could be interesting. This is technically a story comment, but it depends on if we ever see this app needing more than one type of comment in the future. So,
Okay.
like, how much complexity do you throw in there? You go, well, like, we called it news story. Do we call it news comment? There's an argument for that. There's an argument against it. I'm going to go against it because it's going to keep this simple for the time being. If need be in the future, you can probably change it, but it's a bit annoying. So, first thing we probably need with comment is how are we going to reference the story? So I'm going to call this story because the news story model is called news story. That's just kind of how I'm going to do it. Models dot foreign key. And this is going to reference news story. It's going to have a related name because I like doing related names, and it's going to be comments because this is the comments that's on the news story. It's the reverse lookup field, and it needs to have an on delete. And because this is a muck around hacking site, we're going to use Cascade. If we're using a production site, you probably would not want to do that. All right, so we need comment. We probably need, I'm just going to have author again because we've used author before. I'm going to have that linked to a user. So I'm just going to copy the one from above. And I'm going to put a related name on this one too. And that's going to be comments. So from the user's comments will show all of their comments. So cool. I'm going to put that there. And then we're going to have content because I'm matching the one that's above. Like I'm just looking up here. Content pub. In fact, I'm going to have both of these. Maybe not. Maybe I won't have pub date because it's not actually published date. I'm going to have something else. Content is models dot text field. Yep. And maybe I'll have a created at equals models dot date time field. And I'm going to go auto now add, which is a magic Django thing, which basically defaults to when you create it.
Okay. Yep.
That's true, equals true. Usually what I quite often will have is I'll have a base model, which will have modified at equals models dot date time field, that one. And that will be auto now equals true. And so basically I'll create a base which everything will extend from, which will have these two. So you always know when something was created or modified.
Okay.
Just a nice little have. We don't really need anything more than that. I assume that'll be enough to get our model going. So I'll go to my terminal and I'll go manage.py. I don't put Python because I'm running a Mac. You don't put the Python bit in there. You just do / and it knows what to do. Make migrations. Cool. / manage migrate.
Cool. So I did something similar, but I did it a bit differently, but it was similar.
Yep. So it should be pretty much the same. I'm just creating this one as a pretty default base to muck around with.
Okay. Yep.
Forms. We're going to go class comment form. Be a model form. So weird. Q VS Code. Class meta because we need to tell it what to do. Its model is going to be, we're going to import some stuff up here. Comment. And then down here, we're going to go comment. model equals comment fields we need are going to be content. That's it, I think. Let me have a look. Story, automatic author, automatic content, user provides, created at, automatic. Right, cool. So we only need one thing. Done.
I don't understand. Why is it just content?
So the story is going to be linked to the news story. That's a foreign key. So we need to tell it which story the comment's on. The user doesn't get to pick that. The author is going to be automatic, similar to how the author is when you create a story.
Okay.
It's going to be based on the user that's logged in. So we're going to use the logged in user. So we're going to provide some logic for that. Content the user has to provide. So this is user required, and created at is automatic. So as soon as you say
automatic,
we'll do it.
Okay. So it's just the input to the form. Okay.
So literally this is the only one the user needs to put in.
Great. Okay. Yep. Sorry, I understand. Yep.
So I can go in here and I can register some stuff in admin. So admin.
Yeah, my admin worked perfectly. So that was, I was happy about.
I'm trying to remember how to do this now. Oh, geez.
At admin.register bracket comment. Yep.
I was just at dot register.
At admin.register and in the bracket comment.
Okay, so I'm just going to go in here and go from, so this is a trick from dot import models. Rather than going from dot models, import each one at a time.
Oh, so that imports them all. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, okay.
Is that all you have to do?
And then underneath, I did like my filters, so display filter, search fields and actions. So then I could interact, so me as an admin could interact with the comments in my admin portal.
Yeah, this is where I'm trying to remember how it works.
I've got list display equals, and then in brackets, the fields I wanted.
How do you do
and then list
bare minimum though? Is this a bare minimum one? Site register custom user. Let's just try it without something and see what happens.
Okay, mine's, yeah. I put that as well.
Admin.site.register. Yeah, I like the way you've done it. Models.comment. I'm just going to see if that works.
Okay, so that just populates whatever the template has.
I think it just does a default.
Right, yeah.
Maybe let's find out.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just copying code from somewhere else and trying to figure it out. But yeah, default is good because then I can build.
Yeah. I'm not running the server. That might make sense. Manage, run server. Cool. Reload. Oh god. Trying to remember what I used as password. Oh, got it. How's that? Fluffy kittens.
Cool.
Comments, by default, none. News story, there's some default.
Yeah.
It's ugly, but it's
it's a default, but I can play with that. Yep.
Story, links to things, author, links to things, content, cool. Yep. All right, we're looking good. You'll see no date time showing up in that. That's interesting. Maybe that's because created at is, yeah, I don't know. I'd look into that later. That's a later on Ben question. So we'll solve that.
Okay.
So we've done that. So we're pretty good. We can go to our news site. News. And we've got some content. I can click on this thing. Right, how are we going to do this? So so one of the ways we could do it quite simply is to create a generic view. So we've got an ad story. We're going to go class add ent view. And we're going to go generic. And we're going to go create view because it's a create view. Our form class equals comment form, which we then have to import because it comes up top. What else do we need? It's about it. We probably need a success URL. So success URL is, I love how you do this stuff. Yes, it's really helpful. Reverse equals reverse lazy and we're going to go news. What's the detail view link called? News story with capital S. Story. And then I'm going to have PK. Oh, no, I'm going to have to do a different thing. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to link this and have a play first. Is probably the way I'm going to do it. So let me split that down. We've got our add comment here. So im.views, cool. Happy with that. Path is going to be comment. Yeah, let's call it comment, see what happens. Views dot comment, add comment view as view, and name equals add. I'm going to use that syntax because that's what's been used before. Cool. All right, we've got that. Let's link it to our story page. Story HTML. I might stick that up top, so I can just leave my URLs down here so I can see it. All right, so we've got a comment, story, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Div story wrapper. All right, let's just put another little div in here. Go div ID equals comment. And we'll go put some logic in for comment in story dot comments dot all, because that's how we're referencing our reverse lookup. So remember the related name in my model. So my model,
yes,
comments. So story comments all.
Okay.
So the comment's going to be what are we going to put in here? Like a I kind of want to do like a weird dictionary thing. Anyway, let's make it a unordered list. And we'll go for each thing, we'll create a list item, and that list item is going to be comment dot author dot username, and then a colon, and then I'm going to go comment. Oh, I need doubles. Comment.
Yeah.
Dot content. Sure. Cool. That looks pretty good. End my list item, and end my my for loop's already got an end for. No, it doesn't. Logic end for, and then end my unordered list. Right, cool. Maybe I should create one just so we can see if this works. So cool.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Just gonna go bang. Admin. Do comments. This was our first story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So story one, author. Let's make it Kate. This is a lie. Oh, this will get me banned from YouTube probably. Cool. All right. Reload. There we go. That's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. I'm going to put in parentheses here comment dot created at. There we go. Looks pretty good.
Groovy.
Sweet. All right. So I'm feeling pretty happy about that. So how do we add a comment? That's probably the next thing. So our URLs down here, we're going to have a let's put a link, a href equals some logic. We use the URL engine. And our URL is going to be news add comment. And that's about it. Add a comment. Maybe I should wrap that in like a paragraph or something. I'm going to reload, add a comment, got to click that. We've got an issue. Template response mix-in is either a template name or a template names. Sweet. So we need a template.
Right. So instead of embedding like a form inside that, you're pointing to a different page.
Yeah, I'm going to start with this way, and then I'm going to go back and do the other way. Template name. What are we going to call this? Create comment. .html. Is it news? It needs to be news, doesn't it? News, create comment. I'm basically going to take create story and duplicate that. Can I just do that really quickly from here? No. Copy. Paste. Hey, yeah. And rename that. And I'm going to call it, what did I call it? Create comment. And form as P. Looks good to me. Reload. Cool, content. Hey, this is Ben. Boom. All right, so it has a whole lot of issues. This is great because I was aware of this because we haven't actually done any of the plumbing. We've just done the bare minimum of what a form view needs, what a create view needs. So very similar to the one above, we're going to go def form valid. I don't overly enjoy all the typing when I'm teaching. I'm a little bit annoying, but that's okay. I enjoy it when I'm not
being watched.
Not teaching. It's like it's just extra stuff that you don't really need to know about, but as a professional developer, I think it's great. So author is going to be self.request.user, exactly the same as the one above. And we're also going to do form dot what's the other one? Instance, but we need the, what do I call it? Story? Yep. And we need to get the story. So how do we do that? So what I'm thinking is we will do this via URLs. So in our comment here, I'm going to add, let's just move it up one so we can see it. I'm going to put this int pk in front of it and /comment at the end. So we'll be looking for the particular news story that we want to comment on and then comment. And to get that, I'm going to try and remember how to do this. And I think we go self.request.url pk URL quag, no, query pk and slug. Whoa. All right, to do this, I'm going to look at some docs. So let's go to classy class-based views, co.uk. This is a good example. It's like how you actually go and remember how things work. So it's good. So we got a form view, right? Two ways I can do this. One of the ways I might do this is actually to look up the initial thing, which isn't what I'm after, so it's probably not what I want to do. But I can use that as an example of how to look at cloud methods, get success URL, get prefix, get from quags, get from class, form get context data, form valid, dispatch as view. As view is probably going to have some stuff in it. If keys, class, method names, class, blah, blah, blah. No, this isn't quite what I'm after. You don't have to really pay too much attention to this because I'm just scanning over it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Get initial.
Will you share the video with me once you're done?
Yeah.
I can use it.
Template name, get prefix, success URL, render to response. I'm looking for a PK, like a get object is what I'm looking for. Maybe I'm looking in.
Okay.
Form invalid, get initial, get context data. No, it won't be that. It'll be, yeah, okay. I'm going to go back. I'm going to use detail view because I know detail view has what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go this get object, and I'm going to say, cool. So pk self quargs get. All right, so I know what I'm looking for because it's just going to be in here. So I'm going to use this exact thing, and I'm going to paste that into my my form. I thought I had an extra line in here. Did I not save that? All right. So pk equals get. So this is basically going from my URL. So quargs is where it's going to put this thing. Get self URL. And I know what that's called. That's pk. Because that's what I've called it in my URLs. Int pk. So extra thing at the end. Yep. Cool. And then I'm going to go. So I'm just going to call this story equals news story dot objects dot get. Should I do a get off 404 on this one? Probably should do a get off 404. Get or 404. Is that right?
Get object or 404.
Object. Is it get underscore object or just get object?
Yeah, get underscore object. Yeah.
Right, and I have to import that from somewhere. Is it from Django?
Shortcuts, I think. Import. Yeah, it's shortcuts.
Object of 404. There it is.
Yeah.
Cool. So my story is going to be a get object of 404 news story. pk equals pk. Cool. Does that make sense? So I'm getting the primary key from the URL because the URL is going to pass me that. And then we're going to use that thing. And I'm going to go form.instance.story. So I'm pretty sure that's what I called it, is going to be story. If not, it's going to raise a 404, which sounds great to me. So now we've populated the form's author, and we've populated the form story. Do we need anything else? Where's my models? Oh, there we go. I'm going to put my models down here so we can reference it easily. So I needed story, I needed author, everything else is fine. We're good, right? Maybe it'll work. Save this. I'll go back. I'll go here. I'll reload. Yes. Oh, wait. I changed it, didn't I? That's why. Go back. All right. Add a comment should now have no. Oh, because I haven't updated my link. So add a comment now requires a URL to be given to it. So we need to go story.id.
Yeah.
Because we're passing the ID through. All right. Let me load that. News.
I think this is where I was falling down. I hadn't connected the comment to the story itself, and that's why.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of plumbing, so I thought if I run through it, it'll make some sense. All right. This is test. Boom. URL to redact. Oh, yeah. So we haven't done that. So that's easy. We can fix that. So we need to do a redirect. So how are we going to do that? We're going to go def. So I could just redirect back to the index page like this one up here does. But let's do it a bit more interesting. We're going to go get success URL. That's what I want. Get success URL. And we're going to return we're not going to do the super because we don't care for any of the prior functionality. We know what we want to return. We want to do a reverse lazy. We want to go news dot I've got the URLs down below so I can have a look. Story is just story, news story. And our PK is going to equal our primary key, right? From our URL. So how do we get that? We do this. Copy that guy. Put that there. Now we've got a bit of duplication. This line 49 is the same as line 43. Do we really want to put it somewhere else? Could if we wanted to, but I'm happy with this. So we'll just do it. Cool. Reload. Reverse got unexpected keyword PK. Have I forgotten how this works? Reverse lazy with parameters. Do you go Oh, does it need to be like a dictionary? This has been a little while. No, it's not that. All right, reverse lazy. How do you work? Let's have a look. Reverse lazy does lazy. What's lazy do? Lazy does some stuff. Args, self quags, prepare class. Yeah, that's not going to be an easy one to read. So let's go back and find how to. Let's just look up docs. Django reverse lazy with parameters. Django project URL resolvers, reverse. Yep, cool. Use archive. This will have one. Args. And
top, no.
Quags. I have to give
value.
That's all. Args and quags. So back to my views. I have to go quags equals my dictionary. And then, with any luck, I would have thought that would automatically resolve that, but no.
Yeah. I don't remember writing quags for the reverse lazies previously, but it works.
I've got a lot of this as a text because time I reloaded the page, it resubmitted the form. Technically, the form was valid, and because the form was valid, it saved it. Despite the fact that it would save it and then it would crash. So that's why there's 4 of them. This makes sense to me.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Cool. So we've got add a comment does some stuff, right?
Awesome.
Comments to go. So how else could you do this, right? You could do this by using that form and passing it through. So in your story here, we could just put the form directly in here rather than a link to this form. And so you would do that by populating the form as an extra bit. So you've got this forms, not forms. I want to go to views.
I think this is what I was trying to do and not doing it successfully.
So story view, we're going to go def get context data because we're going to add some context data, right? Form equals comment form. What's it called? Comment form. Yep. I think like that literally is enough. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is literally enough. Let's just get rid of that. Comment form. Let's find out. So I'm submitting an extra thing called form to the context. So I can now use form in my story template. So in here, I'm just going to have add a comment. I'm going to leave that, but I'm also going to have another P. Actually, I won't. Let me put it in a div just for, because HTML. I'm going to go form method equals post. And I'm going to go action equals, and I'm going to use my URL logic. So bang, URL. And in my URL logic, I'm going to use news dot, what do we call it? Create, I'll use add comment and story ID as the value that I'm passing it. Does that kind of make sense? So we're submitting.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
We need a CSRF token. Yep. We need form as P. Sounds great.
Yep.
And we need a button type equals submit.
Yep.
Add comment.
Okay.
Something like that.
Right.
That's right to me. In my form. Cool, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know if this will work, but let's give it a go. So I've got a form. I can now add a comment.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Add comment. Testing 2.
I can see what I did. Yeah.
Cool. How's that?
Yeah, that's great.
2 ways. So you can
that's real cool.
Yeah. The other thing, there is another thing that's called an inline form when you have to edit. Say you wanted to edit as an administrator, you wanted to edit both the news story and also all the comments in one page, which is a weird thing to do. If you wanted to do that, there's a thing called an inline form that allows you to have an original thing that you edit and then other things that you edit afterwards. So handling multiple forms at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, no. Let's keep it like vanilla. That's super helpful. I can see what I did. It's the back end. I think I was on the right track, but I hadn't made the connection, the comment and the story. I think that was the problem.
Well, it's how you handle it's how you handle it as well. So like in your case, if you're looking to try and overload your detail view because you're like, I've got my story, I just want to use this view and add more functionality to it. It's like, well,
that's what I was doing.
You can do that by just adding this context data and adding a little bit of extra context and then processing it differently, like processing that somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, you could also in here go like context, form, action. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, action. Let's do that. Equals reverse of news. What do we call it? Create comment.
Yeah.
Add comment. Add comment, and then PK. No, what was it? Quargs equals PK self dot quargs dot get PK. I think that's what it is. And then
sure it's add comment. I thought it was create.
Down here it says add comment.
Oh, the name. Okay, yeah, I understand.
And then in this case, you wouldn't need this guy anymore. You could refer to it as what did I call it? Form actions, form something. God, what do I call it? Form action.
Right.
That should theoretically, if I load this and I inspect my form action should be news one comment. So it's still the same. Reload.
Okay.
Form action, news one comment. So the only reason why I would possibly suggest doing that is because like here you're like you're telling it which form to use here. So maybe it might make sense to tell it where to handle that form, like where it should get the form here in the view rather than hard coded into the template. Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
That's highly
cleaner as well. Like
it's more the way I'm thinking about it is where am I putting the logic, and when someone makes a change to this logic, will they know to look this other place to change that as well? So maybe you want to keep it in the same place. So like if someone's changing this, they'll need to change this. So like if it's right next to it, like that other new developer is going to look at it and go like, oh yeah, that's nearby. I can kind of make sense of what's going on. Whereas it's really like how it's much for muchness. It's one of those questions where it's like this is a spectrum of how pedantic do you want to be and how like just get it done do you want to be. Like you can be overly verbose and overly future thinking, which just go nowhere, or you can just get it done, deal with some problems later. So it depends on that spectrum. And I'm just explaining that as like here's how I would look at it from an experienced developer perspective.
That was really helpful. There's so many resources online on how to do comments, but because our structure is very specific, we're trying to adapt it a bit. Like I tried, I really did, but yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you. Cool. I've got a bit of a job this morning to do, but then this afternoon I'll work on it so you're able to share this video if that's okay.
Yeah, I'll stick it in the channel right now. In fact, I'll stop.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone will find it very helpful.
I'll stop sharing now, but I've just pushed the code to GitHub as well. So cool. All right.
Oh, that's really helpful. Yeah, thank you. Awesome. very cool. I appreciate this. That's, yeah, it was driving me crazy.
You're very welcome.